So we have Colorful here on the right hand side in the blue, against Moon on the left in the yellow. Knight of Mirror, our favorite matchup. And on Echo Isles, I have seen Moon play plenty of expansions in the past. If Moon ever dies and he wants to inscribe his favorite strategy on his tombstone, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Mass Dryad Expo. I've seen him do that so many times. And I've seen him do it very well. Many, many times.
The player's forces are under attack.
Ring +5. That's a... What? Ancient of War went down. What the hell? Colorful pulled in the green camp with his own wisp. But that is manageable. You can deal with that if you de-aggro the creeps and stuff. That is a gigantic mistake. That ain't supposed to happen. Well, at least there's a merc camp here, so Moon can still buy units from the mercenary camp even if he can't make any archers.
A player's forces are
Did
under
Colorful
attack.
see it? I'm not sure if he actually saw it. Moon gets the crucial Berserker here.
Town is under siege.
Hunter's Hall coming up, and Colorful is very aggressive with his Demoner. Harassing in the main base, being annoying. Not getting too many kills, but forcing attention.
A player's forces are under attack.
Moon here in an awkward spot right away, but he is a magician and getting out of these sticky situations. Might just be a normal
A player's forces
one base Bear Mirror game here. Is this War 3 Champions? No, this is the Fruit Cup 40. I guess I should update the title. It's a bit confusing. Okay, there we go.
a player's
Did 40 win the last map? Yes, he did. I fell asleep for unrelated reasons. I hope you had a good nap, bro.
town is under siege.
Aren't naps the best? In the afternoon, you're feeling tired, you're laying down on the couch, and then you shut your eyes, you experience full rest,
Player's forces are under attack.
and 1 hour later, maybe 1.5, you wake up and you feel so energized, you feel so awake, you feel reborn, you feel fresher than you have in a long time. Naps are amazing, but then comes the downside. Late at night, you can't fall asleep. You're laying in bed. It's 11 p.m. It's 12. It's 1 a.m.
A player's forces
Can't
are
sleep.
under attack.
Can't fall asleep. You're not tired. And all of a sudden, your sleep schedule is ruined. Sad. That's the downside.
A player's forces are under attack.
You wake up after 1 hour nap like you haven't slept in 2 weeks. I don't know what you mean by that. Ooh. I'm kind of surprised that we see no expansion here. Echo Isle is normally one of the premier Fast Expo maps. Oh. Can he kill him here? Little Dryad block? No.
A player's forces are under attack.
Dude, speaking of naps, by the way, a couple of years ago, I had a friend, to be precise, a friend of a friend, but whatever. He was a student in Stuttgart, and he was experimenting with new modes of sleeping. He had read somewhere online, apparently, of course, because that's always what happens. He had read that you can be way more efficient with your sleep if you don't sleep like 7 or 8 hours normally per night, right? But instead, I don't remember what it was called exactly, this way of sleeping, but instead what he was experimenting with and what he was doing was he would not sleep regularly at night, but rather every few hours he would sleep for a short amount of time. And he would have it timed on his phone and he would follow those alarms. So that means that at 1 p.m. he would sleep 20 minutes. I think that's how it was. 1 p.m. he would sleep 20 minutes. And then he would be awake 2 hours. And he would sleep 20 minutes again. And then the whole day was in those increments. Every 2 hours he would sleep 20 minutes. So how much is that? That is 12 times 20 minutes. That is 4 hours of sleep per day, right? And he said this was totally enough. And that his body had adjusted to it. And that way, he had way more waking hours in every day. I never tried it. But it sounds weird, right? I've also only heard this from him, from nobody else. My thinking is, yeah, I mean, maybe that can work. Who knows, you know? The human body can be miraculous. But isn't it weird that you have to structure your day every day? Every day, you have to fall asleep every 2 hours. Exactly. You know, like, how do you even work? How do you hang out with friends? How do you go to parties? How do you go to a movie? You know what I mean? Like, isn't your life completely messed up that way? Dude, imagine if every 2 hours here, I would just be taking a little nap, just like being here in a casting chair. I mean, I've casted some Night of Mirrors before where I was so quiet that you might think that I have fallen asleep. And I've come close to falling asleep, Chad, I'm not gonna lie. But I think I've never fallen asleep during a cast. Okay, maybe once or twice, but it has been extremely rare. You can deploy a tactical mattress as needed. Dude, that would be amazing. Like one of those little inflatable things, like from Dragon Ball Z. You click on a button and then you throw it in the corner and then there, boom, goes a mattress. Yeah, I mean, what a weird way to lead your life that way, you know? Doesn't seem very practical. Remo, you fell asleep once, I remember. Really? Must have been a long time ago, because I don't remember. I mean, that doesn't say much. My memory is terrible. Who's winning here, by the way? I think Moon's winning. Lose Ancient of War into win the game. Next level. Smack him. Smack him. Oh. Oh. Not over yet. No shit, you don't remember you were asleep. You got me there. You got me there. Thank you, Freezar, with the resub. Says, shout out to Back to Warcraft and my twin, Yante. Yo, are you guys really twins? And you're both subbed to Back to Warcraft? That's amazing. Shout out to the twins. Are you identical twins? Dude, by far, most of us, like the huge majority of us, have no twins, or some even don't have siblings. I'm an only child. But the point I'm trying to make is, most of us don't have identical twins, right? But isn't that like kind of a completely different existence? Like, you live with the knowledge that there's another human being with exactly the same gene code as you. Exactly the same. Throughout life and throughout experiences, most likely he's going to be different in some way, but the gene code is exactly the same. Isn't that wild? Dude, if you have asshole parents and they are like super pushy, they're always going to be comparing you. If your name is, I don't know, Romeo, and his name is Juliet, and you're both guys in this analogy, then they're just going to say, well, in the 100-meter dash, you know, Romeo got 11 seconds. You got 11.8. What's up with that, bro? Don't you want to be at least the same speed? Why are you slacking? Twins don't have the exact same gene code, though? Don't they? Wait. They do, though, don't they? Believe it or not, I am not a biologist, but I've heard this a million times. It's the same DNA, doubled. Okay, if it's not exactly the same, Mr. I am so correct in the chat, it is close enough, bro. It's close enough. He looks exactly like you. It's exactly the same size. Dude, Moon's gonna win this game. Sometimes all it takes is to lose an Ancient of War at the start of the game, and that gets you fired up. If you think about it, Knight of Mirror is kind of like two twins playing against each other. In this game, the unfortunate twin lost the Ancient of War in the beginning, but that gave him perhaps the gumption to give it his all. Oh. I'm having cramps, chat. I'm having cramps. I need some magnesium. Remo's obsessed with twins now. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fascinating, you know? Almost all of us will never know what it's like to have an identical person just like you, but not you. But just like you, but not you, out there in the world. And hopefully you are on good terms with your twin. Dude, imagine if you have a strained relationship with your twin brother or sister, and then a feud builds over years, and the twin becomes your nemesis, and the twin tries to destroy your life. Bro, imagine. He goes to your job, pretends to be you, while you are sick, messes all your shit up, goes to the bank, says, hey, I'm Mr. XY. please delete my bank account. I want to give you all my money. That could be a very stupid, very cheesy movie made about a twin nemesis. That I, for one, cannot wait to see. Okay, boys, who's ready for map number 2? Who's ready for some exciting Warcraft games? You would be the evil twin, Remo. Nah, I would be good. I would be the good twin. I would be the good twin. It's kind of like in Prestige. You know the movie with the magicians? Okay, I almost spoiled the whole movie. Shit. If you guys haven't seen Prestige, forget everything I just said. Forget everything I said. Chad, do la 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 la. I hate spoiling movies. I don't want to do that. So yeah, forget about everything I just said. The movie is old, Remo. It's not that old. It's like 15 years at most. How old is the movie? I don't mind spoiling old movies when they're bad. But when a movie is really good, I don't want to take that experience away from anybody, you know? Oh, it is pretty old. 18 years ago. The Prestige. 2006. Yo, guys, in 2006, get this. In 2006, Warcraft 3 was 4 years old already. Isn't that crazy? I was 11. I was 11 years old when Warcraft 3 came out. Reign of Chaos. Now I'm 33. Warcraft 3 has been with me 2/3 of my life.
A player's forces are under attack.
And we love it still. I watched WEG 2006 on Arirang. That was actually before me, to be honest. I got internet pretty late. In my early teen years, I didn't have internet. I think I got internet in 2007. And only then did I start to learn about online play and esports and stuff. Before that, I had a computer as well, but I was just playing, you know, offline games. I played the Warcraft campaign and all that stuff. And what I loved to do on my old shitty PC, maybe when I was 11 or 12 years old, I loved to play Age of Empires 2 and then build a scenario. There was this game mode Age of Empires 2, if I remember right, it was called Scenario. And in Scenario, you could just build whatever you wanted, kind of like a map maker, map editor. And I would always build huge armies, gigantic armies, that filled out almost the entire map. And I would start the game with that map build, and I would just watch them fight. That almost sounds sadistic, now that I say it. But yeah, I would just watch the slaughter. I would build big armies and watch the slaughter. And I would do that for hours, dude. like an autistic sadist. I would just watch the slaughter for hours. And back then, I didn't know what good performance was, like PC performance. My PC was very bad, and so I would watch that slaughter unfold at like 15 frames or something. And I was like, this is the best thing ever, dude. This is epic. I can create historic battles between the Ottomans and the Goths and the Britons. AoE 2 was the shit back in the day, man. Yo, jacked up with the Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. Funnily enough, by the way, 15 FPS. Nowadays we think, or at least most of us think, that's not so good. But Nintendo, on the Switch things, you know what? Sometimes that's good enough. In Zelda Breath of the Wild, when you go to the weird Korok city, Korok town, my estimation is that roughly that is running between 10 and 15 FPS. And also in the Kakariko town. For some reason, the Korok village and the Kakariko village have crappy frames. Did you try the new remaster of Age of Mythology? I never liked Age of Mythology, so no, I'm not interested. On that crappy PC, I also played GTA San Andreas. Same issue there. I think that game was running on like a strong 20 frames, roughly speaking. But that game was amazing. Bro, I love GTA San Andreas. That was so sick. And I remember, like halfway through the game, when you're in the desert, you buy this hangar, and then there's these flying missions. And dude, I think I was just bad at, I was beyond bad at flying. I took a million tries to succeed in that goddamn mission. The rest of the game I think wasn't that hard, but that flying mission, man, almost broke my spirit. Grove Street is my home. Hell yeah, dude. Grove Street was the shit. Oh, two heroes in trouble here. Oh my god, one hit. Oi. Oh. Oh. Demon Hunter. Whew. I guess he had the TP. Who's playing Talons, by the way? Puggies.
A player's forces are under attack.
Also the helicopter mission. Oh my god, bro. I think I know what you're talking about. The helicopter mission in the toy store. Dude. That was the worst mission in all of GTA history, I think. On the second playthrough, I ignored this goddamn toy helicopter mission, and I found out that it's not essential. You can just skip this mission. And funnily enough, in the main quest, in the main storyline, they would talk about the mission still, even if you didn't do it. And yeah, on the second playthrough, I didn't play it. That was the worst goddamn mission. What is that one meme from the San Andreas mission? You just had to catch the train, CJ. That was also one that many of us had to repeat many times. So many good lines in that game. Early in the game, when you are trying to rob, like, oh, what was it? You're trying to rob. Is it a military base? No, I think it's just like a hangar at the docks. With your homie with the sunglasses. He looked like Eazy-E. I forget his name, but yeah, you're robbing like a depot, I suppose. And then I think when you're done with the mission, he starts making fun of the security guards and calls them weekend soldiers. It's not a very great story, not a great punchline. But I always thought that was pretty funny. Weekend soldiers. Oi! Demon are stuck back here. Didn't GTA 5 make like $2 billion or something? Hold on. GTA 5 copies sold. 160 million copies sold. That's pretty crazy. Yo, colorful wins though. Well done. Ties it up. Remo making us relive all these traumas. Nah, man, that's no trauma. San Andreas was amazing for 99% of it. And then just a little bit of frustration. At small parts. Okay. Who's ready for some more Night of Mirror, baby? Let's go. We're gonna jump into map 3 here in a moment. Oh, wait. There we go. By the way, do we have an update with the B Cup? Oh, yeah, we do have an update. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Is it on Liquipedia? Yeah. So, unfortunately, Razor Moon was eliminated, but he got one map against Aero at least. So that's pretty good. Next up, we got Focus versus PCG. Focus has the 1-0 lead already. Of course, we know that he is clearly the big favorite there. All right, but we're going to stick with Moon and Colorful now. And we're going to hop into map 3 here momentarily. Oh, did we even do Gambas? I think we didn't do Gambas, baby. Let's do some Gambas. I totally forgot about that. Reminiscing about the old days. Next GTA will sell out fast. Yeah, next GTA, it's gonna be on the new generation of consoles, right? PS. It's PlayStation's. Wait. Right now we have PS5, right? Yeah, and then it's gonna be PlayStation 6. I guess it's gonna be on both consoles. Surely, it's gonna be on the new one and the old one. I used to have a PlayStation back in the day, PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3. I was a PlayStation fanboy. But I've skipped 4 and 5. I don't know too much about consoles anymore. When is the next generation of consoles coming out? I read online that it's supposed to be soon, right? Is it going to be next year? New PlayStation, new Xbox? Nah, not next year. I think Nintendo, for some reason, is always a bit faster, right? A little bit faster than PlayStation and Xbox. At least 2 to 3 years minimum. Oh. Oh. Then I guess GTA might not even make it to the new consoles. They are approximately at the mid-life stage. Compared to PS4. Ah, okay.
A player's forces are under attack.
Next Switch probably next year. Yeah, I got the Switch. And the Switch is such a cool console. And it has some really good games. But I noticed, I'm not sure if it was worth it for me to get the Switch. Because I got like I got like 5 games. Out of which I think I finished only a single game. I'm like a dad gamer, bro.
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't finish all my games anymore these days. So I finished Zelda Breath of the Wild, obviously. That was just a breathtaking experience. And I know that, you know, lots of you guys have also played Breath of the Wild. It is amazing. I'm not trying to say anything else. And the second Zelda game on the Switch, the Tears of the Kingdom, it's also really good. But I feel like it's a lot less interesting because for most of it, you know, you're still discovering the same map. Of course, there's the heaven layer and the underground layer, but it still feels kind of like the same world. You know what I mean? I played Tears of the Kingdom. What's it called? Tears of the Kingdom. I played it for like 20 hours maybe, and I was like, I don't know, man. It's not that interesting anymore. I've seen this world already. I need a new world. So my guess is that Nintendo is gonna catch me again. They're gonna trick me again. They're gonna bring out a new console, Switch 2 next year or the year after that, and then it's gonna be a new Zelda game with a new world. And I'm like, bro, do you remember Breath of the Wild, brother? I need this new console. I need this new Zelda game. And then I'm gonna play Zelda. I'm gonna love it, and then I'm hardly gonna have any other games that I either want to play or will play. Switch is cool, but the graphics and frames are dog shit. Yeah, the low frames are annoying. I don't mind lower quality graphics. I don't always need, you know, full HD, 20 million polygons. I think to lower end graphics is also kind of a charm. I think the Zelda graphics are amazing, actually. They're not extremely high definition, but I think they are indeed beautiful. But yeah, the low frames is annoying.
A player's forces are
It's very brazen of you to say that Zelda is overrated, bro, though. Zelda is amazing. And I only really started loving Zelda since Breath of the Wild. It's not like I'm a teenage fanboy. I know that Neo is a teenage fanboy. I think Neo said that, in his opinion, the best Zelda of all time is still Ocarina of Time. I never played that, for example. I never had an N64. Oh, but I did have a GameCube. What was that game called again? The Twilight Princess? I played that game. I think I finished that game. I don't even remember if I did as a teenager, but I think I did. I certainly had that game. I played that game. But Breath of the Wild is a million times better. When it comes to the sense of discovery and the, you know, the quality of the world that was presented. Breath of the Wild, so much better. I'm glazing Breath of the Wild hard right now, but yeah. Breath of the Wild really is one of the best games I've ever played. Single player. The one annoying thing I think about Zelda Breath of the Wild is the combat is very boring. Very boring. I walked through that countryside, through the world, loving the discovery, but every time I was forced into a fight, I was kind of annoyed because the fights were so boring. I tried to avoid all the fights, basically. The story was mid, though. Yeah, I think, honestly, all Nintendo stories are kind of boring. They're all... Oh! I haven't seen this wisp spot before. I feel like in all the Nintendo games, the stories are very, you know, childish. And of course, they try to be appealing to children, so it makes sense. Childish gameplay is still cool and fine, but childish stories are just kind of, you know, boring. Yo, Tunatic with the resub. Thank you. Oops. Didn't expect that one to do so much damage.
player's forces are under attack.
What about Luigi's Mansion? Bro, I have a story to tell about Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion was the first game I ever had on the GameCube. I got the GameCube on launch. I loved that console. I had tons of games for the GameCube. My favorite being Super Smash Bros, obviously. But they didn't have Smash Bros on launch. They had Luigi's Mansion on launch. And I got Luigi's Mansion and the FIFA game of that year. Back then, I was still a filthy FIFA gamer. But yeah, I was, and this is a bit embarrassing to reveal, but you know me. It doesn't stop me from saying it. So I got Luigi's Mansion, and back then, I think I was 12 or 13 maybe, when the GameCube came out. And with shame, I must admit that I almost couldn't play Luigi's Mansion because it was too scary for me. All the darkness and all the ghosts. I was too afraid. So I could almost not play Luigi's Mansion at all. I never got past the first couple of areas because I was terrified of the ghosts, bro. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, so for the first few months I only played FIFA. GameCube was 04. Yeah, then I was 13 at the time. GameCube was sick though, bro. I love the GameCube. In my opinion, still to this day, Super Smash Bros. Melee is the best fighting game of all time. Oh, GameCube was 01? But probably released earlier in Japan, right? GameCube release date Germany. 2002. Okay, so I was 11. I was 11 back then. That's a little less embarrassing. Maybe. FGC, I think, doesn't even really consider it a fighting game. It's like its own genre. What? That's like saying Halo isn't a shooter. How is it not a fighting game? You're jumping around and you're fighting each other. Because you don't have health bars? Well, it's a fighting game to me. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Yo, by the way, thank you also Kung Korn with the resub. It says, I am back again. I appreciate that you guys are being chill in the chat, but I promise you, the YouTube comments are gonna be so annoyed and upset. They're gonna be upset that I'm not talking about the game. But you know, sometimes you gotta go with the flow. Sometimes you gotta go with the flow. Right now, I feel like reminiscing. Talking about other stuff.
A player's forces are under attack.
A friend told me yesterday that the original Game Boy sold 500 million copies. There's no way that can be true, right? Maybe it's all Game Boys that ever came out together? Yeah, 120 million copies it says here. How was your trip? Vinny Samples asks. The trip was great. I was on vacation with the girlfriend in Serbia and Bosnia and Croatia. We were driving around with the car. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. We went to a wedding there. Yeah, the wedding was very fun as well. We had a great time. When I came back, I was a little bit sick. I wonder if it was COVID.
A player's forces are under
I didn't get
attack.
tested for COVID. I still haven't tested positive once for COVID, but I'm sure, I mean, by now, I must have gotten it at some point, right? I am kind of a basement-dwelling gamer, but I do leave the house fairly regularly. Oops. Dies again. 118 million copies sold worldwide, okay. Is that a lot? I think the console with the most copies sold ever is the PlayStation 2, right?
A player's forces are under attack.
Game consoles copies sold. Yeah, PlayStation 2. Wait, 155. Wait, what? PlayStation 2, 155 million. Nintendo DS, 154, right behind. Switch. Wait, didn't we see Game Boy somewhere? Ah, this is Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Together. 120 million. Ah, okay. Yo, the Switch? You think the Switch might still take first place?
A player's forces are under attack.
12 more million? Ah, probably not. When Switch is releasing soon, I guess not. Oops. Let's go back into the game. My guess is that this tap out is what's really going to trigger YouTube. Moon lost the demon twice. It seems like he should be losing this game. Yo. What are these items? Look at this D-miner for colorful. Poggies.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh. And that is gonna do it. GG. Colorful. With the 2-1. Last Judgment says hashtag Team Steam Deck. How expensive is a Steam Deck? Ah! My arm was cramping like crazy. I forgot to take the magnesium, guys. You need to remind me. I need to take the magnesium. Okay. Colorful. Up 2-1. Looking good, looking good. Coming back in the series. Oh, and this next map is our favorite. Magnesium and vitamin D. Yeah, I take vitamin D every day. Didn't help me enough, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna tap into the game. And then I'm gonna get some magnesium. Alright. Hold up, guys. I'll be right back. Magnesium is almost empty, boys. I gotta get some new stuff. Alrighty. You know what game I recently bought? Purely because Reddit seems to be obsessed with it. Is Titanfall 2. I don't know why exactly, but Reddit seems to love that game like crazy. I was like, alright, you know, fair enough. I think it had decent reviews. People keep talking about it all the time. I got it with a really cheap, like, what's it called? One of those keys. And it's basically a game where you sit in a mech, or you can run around and slide around and stuff. And you're shooting with a mech, or you're shooting with guns at a normal dude. And I played maybe like 3 hours of the campaign so far. It's pretty cool, for what I saw so far. I've noticed though, I don't know if this is the same with you guys. When I was a young kid, and I got a new game, like, I got instantly obsessed with that game. I want to know every little detail. I want to play it all the time.
Players' forces are under attack.
I think the most apparent example of this was when I was in elementary school. I got a Game Boy and Pokemon Red. When I was 8 years old, maybe. 7, 8 years old. And, you know, I was only allowed to play a certain amount of per day. Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't remember, but a certain amount. And when I couldn't play, I was just fantasizing about the game all day until I could play again. I would read the descriptions of the Pokemon, you know, like the Pokédex entry, over and over. There again, it seemed like I was autistic. But yeah, I got obsessed, so obsessed. And the point is, nowadays, you know that we're adult, and we can, in theory, buy all the games that we want. I buy a game, it's cool, I kind of enjoy it, I played for 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, that's enough for now. I turn the game off, and quite often, then I don't touch the game again for like a year. Bro, I have tried to get into Skyrim like 5 different times, and I start the game, I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool. I play for a few hours, maybe I play the second day as well. I make it to Whiterun, I think that's the name of the first city, right? I pick up a quest, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. And then I don't play again for a year or two. And I want to get into the game. I know that it must be good. Like, people are obsessed with this goddamn game. And I like RPGs. I love The Witcher 3, for example. Yeah, but I don't know. It doesn't catch me the same way, bro, you know? You may try Cyberpunk. Dude, Cyberpunk is exactly the same story. Exactly the same. I've tried starting to play that game like 4 separate times. But there it's also, the bigger problem is I'm not a big fan of the setting. I love the medieval fantasy RPG setting. I love that stuff. But the cyberpunk dystopian techno world,
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't like it that much. Cyberpunk is a great story though. It's a really cool, immersive story, but I don't really enjoy the gameplay. Yeah, but I love The Witcher. The Witcher was the exception. I played The Witcher for like the first day and I was hooked right away. That was an exception. And I was like fully addicted like I was as a child again. When I played The Witcher 3 for the first time, I think for 10 days I did nothing else. I played The Witcher for like 14 hours every day. It took me exactly 122 hours to finish The Witcher plus the DLCs. I finished every single side quest. I got every single, you know, little marker on the map because I was obsessed. The Witcher DLC scared the shit out of me. with the woman in the mansion. Yeah, it was kind of creepy. Like I pointed out earlier, when I was too afraid to play Luigi's Mansion. When I was a young kid, I was scared of everything, dude. It was unbelievable. Like, it's not just that I was afraid of the ghost in Luigi's Mansion. When I was even younger than that, when I was like in elementary school, I couldn't watch Disney's Hercules. Because in Disney's Hercules, they're like these creatures and demigods from Hades. And just seeing Hades appear on the screen, or any of the creatures from the underworld, I would jump up off the sofa and hide behind the sofa, dude. I'm not even kidding. I was afraid of everything as a kid. I didn't like Skellige that much. Velen, on the other hand. I thought Skellige was beautiful, but I felt like the quests on Skellige weren't as interesting as the ones in Velen. Especially in the replay, I liked Velen the most. Velen, Novigrad.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, by the way, I'm curious what the average is. When you guys played The Witcher 3, did you play Gwent a lot? I watched Quinn69 a couple of weeks ago play The Witcher for the first time, and he loved playing Gwent. I found that game so boring when I played Witcher. I never played any Gwent. Zero. So I have to take back what I said earlier. I got every little detail in The Witcher 3, everything, all the side quests, everything except for Gwent. I hated Gwent. Okay, it looks like 40% say Gwent was amazing and 60% say Gwent was shit. In the chat. John says I played Gwent more than I played Witcher 3. I played Gwent every time it was possible. Yeah, interesting. Maybe next time I play The Witcher 3, I'm gonna try to enjoy Gwent. But you know what? Maybe if it's not my thing, that's okay. I can just leave it be. And other people can enjoy it. That's fine. I just don't like card games. I think I never really played card games. I tried to play Hearthstone for a little while when it came out first. But then I noticed that game is expensive as shit if you want to have all the cards. Just seemed like such a ripoff to me. So I never really played Hearthstone. But also in real life, like with friends in school, we never really played card games. Or I at least. I had some friends that played Magic the Gathering. And that seemed like a cool game. But I never played it. We all collected Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. And we kind of played Yu-Gi-Oh. But none of us really exactly knew how the rules worked. I guess that's not really a great endorsement of our intelligence. I swear to God, dude, every time we played Yu-Gi-Oh, there was a dispute over how the game worked. And so mainly we're just collecting the cards. We weren't really playing it. We were just kind of pretending to play every now and then. But yeah, I never really tried to seriously get into a card game. It was a fun time though with Yu-Gi-Oh! With collecting cards. I'm sure many of you had the same experience. We would all collect cards, buy a few packs here and there, and then try to trade up. It was kind of a training in bartering. You learned, or you tried to learn to get good at bartering. To trade better for worse cards, you know. And yeah, for, I don't know, for 1 or 2 years, everyone Everyone was collecting Yu-Gi-Ohs. Dude, even the girls were collecting Yu-Gi-Ohs. Normally, they never got into all that stuff. You know, the Pokemon cards and what else do we have? I don't know. You know, those fads that we had in middle school. But even the girls at some point got into Yu-Gi-Oh! That's how popular it was. Everyone had them. They were all standing around clusters in the schoolyard trading those cards. I talked about this before on stream. It's amazing to me how this keeps working, right? Like every couple of years, there's this new trend where the toys industry or the games industry tries to create this hype that all the kids love, and then, dude, they must be making so much bank. Imagine how much gold Yu-Gi-Oh! Not how much gold, how much money they made. I don't remember how much those packs cost back in the day, but I remember as a kid back then they were hell of expensive. Of course, you know, we had basically no money. But it's basically, it's like printing money. It's like printing money with those damn cards. And Magic the Gathering has been doing it for like decades. I suppose they haven't been hip for the kids for a long time, so they haven't had that hype wave in a long time, but I imagine they've consistently been making more gold. More money. A pack was €5 back then. Okay, that doesn't seem that expensive. Back then it seemed like a lot of money though. I guess the thing is, one pack isn't really enough. You have to start buying a lot of them to really start getting some good cards. And Moon ties it up. 2-2, baby. Okay. We're gonna have a 5th map decider. Yeah, one time I couldn't have bought the Yu-Gi-Oh! Box, but I think my mom bought it for me. And I think it was the 3rd edition box. The 1st edition was the one with the blue-eyed white dragons, right? The 2nd edition was... I have to go deep into my memory hole here. Hold on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Edition boxes. I must remember some of these. Oh no, these don't look familiar at all. These don't look familiar at all. Was this the 1st edition? Or this one? Genesis? Bro, I have no idea what the order here was. Metal Raiders. Oh, this seems familiar. I remember this guy. I remember the skeleton guy. This might be the box that I was given, was bought. I can't say for certain anymore, though. I'm pretty sure I got the 3rd edition box. Was it this one? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. I think that's it for Yu-Gi-Oh! Though. I don't think I have too much more to say about Yu-Gi-Oh! I think we covered the Yu-Gi-Oh! Topic rather thoroughly. Guys, we have a game. We have a game. Hell yeah. 5th map decider. Between Moon and Colorful. Okay, let's start another Gamba. Okay. Metal Raiders with second or third pack. Metal Raiders Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. I think that's the one I got. Oh. If I can see the cards. I remember one card that I had, which was called Ultra Rare, I think, was Luster Dragon. Luster Dragon I thought was super dope. But I don't know if I had it from this pack. Oh my god, this is some middle school memories flooding back. Okay, guys. I'm sorry for taking you on such a long trip down memory lane. Let's finish this series, boys. Let's finish the series. Moon versus Colorful. Last map. Legends of the Blue Eyes White Dragon was the first pack. Yeah, I remember that. We all remember that. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Did you guys play with Pogs and Dibs? Nah, that's we didn't do that. That's one fad that we didn't have. Dude, do kids these days, by the way, do they still have these fads? I could imagine that they don't even have these weird toys anymore that they got obsessed with. Because nowadays, the kids are totally obsessed with phones and, you know, stuff on the internet, social media, right? Alright, we need some adults in the chat right now. Yo, are there some people in the chat right now who have children between age, I don't know, 7 to 14? Do they still have card games or those weird toys? Do they still have those things that they feel peer pressured into getting? Or is it all about phones these days? I feel like it's all about phones, isn't it? In Taiwan, a ton of kids still love Pokemon cards. I have nephews and they want Fortnite skins. Ah, that makes sense. They still want to have stuff to collect, but now it's digital skins.
Players' forces are under attack.
At 14 years old, you do drugs nowadays. Dude, that's not just nowadays. It's about Roblox and YouTube videos. Interesting. Yeah, in my immediate family, we don't really have any, like, teenage kids right now. Like, the daughter of a friend, she's turning 7, I think. So she's kind of, like, starting to get into that stuff. But yeah, I really don't know, you know, what all the kids are into these days. Now, I don't have children. None that I know of. But if I had children, I'm pretty sure I would love to be able to keep phones and screens away from them until at least like 8 years old, probably. But I wonder if that's even doable, dude. Like, all their friends would have phones. There's PCs and TVs and everything everywhere. But you know what I mean? I realize I'm sounding a bit like a boomer when I say this, but I'm a bit worried that if children are always exposed to media and screens all day, my worry is that that is not extremely healthy. It's kind of ironic that I say this, me being a dude who is like behind a screen 15 hours every day. maybe I don't have a right to criticize. But yeah, it seems weird to, you know, start out the young kids instantly with that. I watch back to Warcraft 6 hours every day. Yo, Jenny11RS, you are a good viewer. I like that. I saw that, I think for the last few months we had like 200 hours of streams every month. Pretty much, more or less. And that's more than a full 9-to-5 job, right? 9-to-5 job is 40-hour week, 160-hour month, a little bit more. So we're streaming for more than a full 9-to-5 job. Or have been. I'm here for hours before the streams even start. Yeah, Drakatos, I know. You always hear every time the first second the stream begins. Wait, not today though. Hold on. Today was someone else. Can I scroll up to see who it was? It's probably gone. Yeah, no, I can't see. The highest up I see is from Yante. Yante and Freezar, who are twins, I learned today. Dude, that's how all of this off-topic rambling began, I think, with the twins. Oh, Moon stole the big item here. Moon owning. Huge experience lead. Are we watching the game? I feel like maybe I should start talking about the game. We're getting close to the end here. Looks like Moon has a big lead. We didn't watch anything of the series yet. Says Grumpy Dennis. Perfectly in character. Well, we have watched it, to be precise. We just haven't talked about it.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think this was the map where Colorful defeated Moon, right? In the grand final to win the last WGL. Colorful winning the grand final, best of 5. I think it was on Concealed Hill, if I remember right. So it's a recurrence of a fateful day, a fateful event. That came as quite a surprise back then when Colorful won the last WGL. Colorful, back then, same as today, kind of considered a very strong player, but he never up until then was the championship winning player. But that time, that day he was. Oh, Moon sold the drums? Oh yeah, you're right. Damn. Moon sold the Ancient Django for more gold. I guess he has plus 25% damage from Roar already. Maybe then he thinks that plus 7 or whatever it is isn't worth it enough. And of course he sold the flute. If Carson was watching this video, he would be feeling vindicated. Carson has been saying for months that aura items are overrated. Maybe he's right. How has Cow been performing lately? In the B Cups especially, not so good. Wait, it's because he's not playing in the B Cups. Never mind. Cow has been doing decent. I feel like Colorful has overtaken him a bit though lately. Colorful is looking really good currently. But this series, he might lose. Selling movement speed is diabolical. I agree. You never want to sell move speed. Move speed is amazing. I think when Blizzard made Warcraft 3, they overestimated some things and they underestimated some things. I think they greatly overestimated splash damage. You know, Frost Worms have splash damage, for example. But the splash damage is so minimal, it does almost nothing. In the case of Frost Worms, though, it also slows, so that's pretty good. So I guess that can be forgiven. But the most glaring example of how they overestimated splash damage was with Orb of Fire. Do you guys remember the old Orb of Fire for human? It would give heroes some splash damage towards the target they attacked. And it was such a joke. It would be like, I don't know, 4 extra damage per hit done as splash damage. Completely ridiculous. And I think they totally underestimated movement speed. Because TC Aura and DK Aura, they are still amazing to this day. And they used to be a lot better. Move speed is pretty damn good. That's also why the Frenzy Ghouls nowadays seem so much worse. Because they're lacking that juicy move speed. And Moon wins! Alrighty! Colorful, I hope I didn't curse you too much. I said he was in great shape lately. But here today, Moon is the winner.